Well, good evening and welcome to KTN Business News. My name is Abi Agina. Time to catch up with the latest in the business world. In the latest twist to the Imperial Bank receivership story, former Managing Director Abdulmalek Janmohamed is said to have colluded with 20 companies and individuals to siphon 34 billion shillings from the bank. The revelations are contained in a court papers filed by the bank as it seeks to have accounts of the 20 entities frozen. KTN'S Michael Karanja has more on that story.
When Imperial Bank was placed under receivership on the 13th of October, many questions were raised as to how a bank that appeared to be solid could be placed under receivership. Initially, the Central Bank of Kenya cited irregularities and malpractice at the bank were behind the decision, only later disclosing that rampant fraud was the main reason for the receivership. And on Tuesday, the extent of the fraud came to light. According to court papers filed by Imperial Bank, the former Imperial Bank Managing Director Abdulmalek Janmohamed colluded with 20 companies to siphon out more than 34 billion shillings from the bank. The bank moved to court seeking to have the accounts of the 20 entities frozen in an effort of recovering the stolen money. In the court papers, the bank's lawyers, Oraro and Company advocates, claim a company by the name of W.E. Tilly Limited has admitted receiving 10 billion shillings from the bank and has offered to have a second charge created over its properties. The case now gives the public the first glance into the scale of fraud at the mid-tier bank that forced the regulator to put it under receivership, a decision that is hurting many depositors whose money is locked in the bank. The CBK last week announced it had hired US-based FTI Consulting to audit the bank's books, processes and governance system to unravel the unsafe and unsound business conditions to transact business that led to the closure of the bank. Imperial Bank was formed in 1992 and Janmohamed served as the managing director until September when he passed away. The court papers claim that shortly after his death, the bank discovered that he, together with other senior officials of the bank and their associates, were responsible for the irregular and fraudulent activities that resulted in the loss of an amount in excess of 34 billion shillings. Some of Imperial Bank's shareholders are said to have met CBK Governor Dr. Patrick Njoroge, briefing him on the recovery plan. The shareholders' recovery plan includes recapitalization of the bank, as well as to bring on strategic investors. It is understood that there are 3 investors who have already shown interest. The bank had 58 billion shillings in customer deposits at the time of its closure. Michael Karanja, KTN Business.